Hello everyone, the topic of today's video is how applying the daily evening routine of Marcus Aurelius for 60 days transformed my life. So today I am going to share a story with you which had the most profound and long-lasting impact on my life. This happened in September 2004, which is 16 years back when I left Pakistan and landed in Sweden with just $2,000 in my pocket. The cold and long Swedish winter was just starting, and I was soon faced with the cultural shock, anxiety of running out of money, and so on. In this adversity, I would visit the library of my university almost every day to keep myself occupied and browse internet for hours to find some good online videos related to my courses in university and taking some notes for the assignments. Out of curiosity, I came across a meditation website which mentioned the daily routine of Marcus Aurelius, and that was life-changing moment. Just to let you know, Marcus Aurelius is probably the most famous Stoic philosopher. Stoicism is a philosophy which can help you achieve incredible things in life, and at least in my case, it did exactly that. Also, it helps in improving your decision-making ability so that you can make the correct choices in your life and create great impact. So after applying his evening routine for 2 months, my whole perspective of life changed. I started to see things from an entirely different perspective. I started to live a more fulfilled life, and things appeared in my life which I have never even imagined possible. Never in my dreams I had thought of getting 94% marks in master's degree, and that too by completing my degree in 2/3 of the time, and also doing my master thesis in one of the best research institutes in Germany, which further boosted my career. From own personal experience, I can say with absolute conviction that after applying his teachings, you are gonna live a peaceful, balanced, and calm life where nothing is out of proportion and different aspects of life fit together like the pieces of a jigsaw puzzle to form the true pictures of life that you dream of. The picture which is aligned with your values and beliefs. A life which is driven by positive emotions and well-being that makes you feel more fulfilled. This balanced life attracts more joy, more happiness, and better prospects in your life since your entire body, energy, and emotions work towards that. So, all the 6 concepts which I applied during these 2 months were from Marcus Aurelius' Meditations, which was his private journal. So, if you really like this video, please kindly support by subscribing to my channel and by pressing the like button, because it helps this channel grow since the YouTube algorithm likes it and it helps the video get more visibility. Also, for my efforts and time spent in making this video, kindly share it with your friends so that it can help them too. So let's go ahead and talk about the exact 6 activities that I performed over 2 months that transformed my life forever. Also, we will talk about the impact of these 6 things and how they helped me conquer adversity and hurdles of my life, not only in Sweden and in short term, but also in long term. So let's start with the first thing. This is what Stoics called the contemplation of the sage. So, in the Marcus Aurelius Meditations, he asked himself the question, what would Zeno do? In other words, Zeno was the person whom he looked up to, but for you, Zeno could be any person whom you look up to. For me, that person was Michael Jordan, the famous legendary basketball player. So I would ask myself, what would Michael Jordan do? So basically, Zeno can be any person whose life you want, whose achievements you crave, whose personality inspires you, and whose personality traits you want in your own personality. He should be the realization of the version of yourself which you want to see in the future. That alignment of your future vision of yourself which you crave with the person whom you look up to will help you in detaching your own emotions from the decisions you make, and in this way your emotions won't dictate your decisions. So I would ask myself, what would Michael Jordan do in that case? So in this way you won't let the emotions dictate which choices or decisions you make. Instead, you will take decisions which are best in that situation, and you will act on these decisions persistently. Another way of doing it is to look at your current state, where you are in life and where you want to be in the future. Now, just look at the gap which exists between your current state and the desired future state, and each day you simply ask yourself, how much of the gap you have filled today? Are you approaching your ideal image or not? So whenever a decision making time would come, deriving from the contemplation of sage concept, I would ask myself, let's pretend that I am that person whom I want to be. Let me dream about that person and visualize what decision would that best version of myself take in that situation. So whenever a decision making time would come, deriving from the contemplation of sage concept, I would ask myself, let's pretend that I am that person whom I want to be. Let me dream about that person and visualize what decision would that best version of myself or that person take in this particular situation. This whole exercise would help me in taking the correct decisions during my day. This again helps us in dissociating ourselves from our emotions. In short, when you look at yourself from above as a character in a movie of life, you realize how you behave in certain situations and how would the better version of yourself, or Zeno in the case of Marcus Aurelius, do. This is truly life-changing and gives you a lot of emotional control and control over decisions that you take. Now the second thing which I practiced was viewing yourself from above, meaning zooming out by moving out of your body and viewing things from the top. So one way of doing it is to zoom out and view yourself as a third person and further zoom out until you see the streets. Then zoom out again even more until you see the entire city. Then again zoom out until you see the cities and eventually countries and then regions. This will put things into perspective. When you then zoom into the cities in different parts of the world and observe the people in poverty, people having problems, deprivation, daily struggles, lack of basic amenities like food and opportunities which we take for granted, and we keep on zooming out and zooming in unless we have put the things into perspective. Meaning, when we realize that people in other parts of the world have even bigger problems, the problems which we have and which we all think about constantly and make us stressed and depressed start to appear smaller, and our perspective on things completely changes. We come out of our negativity, stress and anxiety, and we don't complain anymore, and we instead focus on making valuable contribution and making the best out of our lives. Therefore, rather than being influenced by our emotions or our environment, viewing ourselves from above as a third person gives us control of ourselves and helps us in taking correct decisions. The third important thing which Marcus Aurelius mentioned is physical exercise. He emphasized and stressed on the need for physical exercise, not just because by doing so we will look better. In fact, he does not like this way of thinking and equates to doing exercise for the sole purpose of looking better to one being conceited or overly self-loving. He approaches it from a different perspective, meaning the better we take care of our body, the better we will be able to work on our mind also. The reason being that mind and body are very closely linked. So during these days, I was working out every day in the mornings, and that discipline reflected in improved grades in my exams, which were held during these 60 days. The fourth important thing which he mentioned was meditation. After meditating for 2 months, I found that I was able to focus better, and in 1 hour I would do things which would take me 1.5 hours before. During these 2 months, I focused on focused attention meditation only and did not do the open monitoring meditation due to lack of time and just because meditation was new to me and I never did it before. I was able to avoid distractions and visualize my goals so that they could manifest into reality, and I started to feel much calmer and less reactive to situations than before. Later on, after a few months, I started doing the open monitoring meditation as well, which will gradually broaden my awareness, and I started to become even more aware of my thoughts, my feelings, and inner desires which drove me. The biggest impact of meditation was that I was able to control my actions to a far greater degree than before, which had a profound positive impact on my career and other areas of my life. Activity number 5. The fifth activity which I did for every single day during the 2 months was to simply review my day, which is also something which Marcus Aurelius talks about. From reviewing a day, I mean that at the end of the day, I analyzed what do I remember, what was nice, what went as expected, what was unexpected, and other things which happened during the day. To get the best results from analyzing your day, you should do all the analysis as chronologically as possible as the day passed. There are 3 main benefits of doing this activity. Number 1, the gratitude for the things which you do well. And gratitude is the precursor to abundance and fulfillment in life. Also, you are more likely to do things in the same way again because you acknowledge the fact that you did this thing well and you were grateful about it. Number 2, second important thing was that since you pinpointed the problems that you faced or things which you did not do well, you will find the things which you must do next time to fix them. The third important thing is the constant gap analysis, meaning how your day contributed to narrowing the gap between what you ideally want to be and what you currently are. In short, you will know if you are going in the right direction or not. If you are going in the wrong direction, no matter how fast you go, you won't reach your destination. In short, it is very important to review your day. If you don't review your day, you forget about it and you don't learn from the experiences and events occurring during each day of your life. Therefore, to make life a growth-centric experience, one must analyze each day. I only spent 5 to 10 minutes each day for reviewing my day daily during the 60-day period. I found that doing this helps us in improving our lives each day, and each day acts as a tiny drop in the ocean of contribution to the world which we make during our lifetime. The sixth and last activity which I did was journaling. Journaling is one of those things which will help you approach your goals much faster. I will go into the details of how I journal in another video. Journaling has boosted my creativity, helped me in achieving goals which I once thought were impossible, enhancing my ability to perceive and control my emotions, manage emotions of others, improving my memory, improving my self-esteem, and also my self-confidence. Now, let us look at the short-term and long-term results of following the routine of Marcus Aurelius. I will make a separate video on the way I journal, as I mentioned before. First, the short-term results, meaning the value which I got at the end of 2 months. After applying the routine of Marcus Aurelius for 2 months, I felt, number 1, happier because my sleep, my work-life balance, and my health improved. Meditation has been scientifically proven to improve happiness too. I became less reactive to external events and behavior of others. I became better at solving problems. And finally, number 4, became more effective person. I was getting more done and getting better grades, and that gave me more fulfillment and a drive to do even better things in life. And now let us look at the long-term results, meaning the value which I got over the past 16 years since 2004 when I started following his routine. After applying these 6 activities, for the last 16 years, life became a growth-centric experience, and to this day, These habits remain as an inseparable part of my life. First, the overall quality of my life has improved tremendously, and I don't worry about what I should have done in a particular situation or what would have been a better way of doing something and so on. I feel calm, relaxed, content, and composed. Secondly, the improved quality of life definitely contributed to success in my career. I got 94% marks on average in masters and did my PhD in record time, won many awards for my research, and after that I became an authority in B2B sales and recently published my own book. That transition from research to business was stress-free, and I never felt overwhelmed as I was shifting my career to sales and business development from research. In short, it has been nothing short of a miracle. To this day, I am grateful for that day because I made it to the library in my university in minus 15 degrees Celsius while having a fever, flu, and headache. If I had slept in my room or taken the drowsy syrup that evening, life might have been totally different today. So, everything in life happens for a reason and helps us grow. The translation of his book is in the link mentioned in the description. Please subscribe to my channel and like the video because the YouTube algorithm likes it too, and I will see you in the next video. Have a nice day. Bye bye and take care.